Hello friends, I hope your preparation is going well. Welcome to iExam B. We are here on day number 37 in this series of 50 days 50 questions for RBI DEPR Phase 1 examination. I hope you have watched the previous videos and you're preparing along with me. Let's look at the question for today. Question is that suppose that IRMA's production function is given to you. Okay, it's a function of two of the inputs x1 and x2, which is minimum of x1 to x2 and is complete raised to the power half. So if the price of the factor 1 is given, which is 2, and the price of factor 2 is also given, which is 10, then what her supply function is be like? So is it going to be given by any of these equations mentioning the options? That's what we need to find out. Okay, so let's try this question. So f of x1 comma x2 we know is min of x1 comma 2x2 raised to the power half, and price of factor 1 is w1 equals to 2, price of factor 2 is w2 is equal to 10. Now how do we find the supply function? So first let's understand what is the cost. What is the total cost? So total cost is W1 times X1 plus W2 times X2. Now we know that the supply curve is the rising portion, okay, of the marginal cost curve. Okay, so that's what we need to find out. We need to come to marginal cost and then we'll be sorted. So let's now, in order to derive the marginal cost, we first written the total cost. Now the problem is that this is in terms of inputs and input prices. We want the total cost in terms of output. So we are going to replace x1 and x2. We already know w1, so it's 2x1 plus 10x2. Now we are going to see how do we replace x1 and x2. So now for that we will use the production function. So this can be written as Q, output. Okay. Now see, if it's minimum of these two, so one of them has to be minimum. Suppose x1 is the minimum, so I can write q to be equal to x1 raised to the power half. This implies my x1 is equal to q square. Similarly, I can write if 2x2 is the minimum, then 2 will be equal to 2x2 raised to the power half. This implies what? That x2 will be equal to q squared divided by 2, right? I'm going to use this and plug it in here in the cost function. So what do I get? This is equal to 2 times x1, which is q squared, plus 10 times x2, which is q squared by 2. So this cancels out 5. I have 7q squared as my total cost. Now what is the marginal cost will be? I now differentiate the total cost with respect to the total output Q. So I have 14Q as my marginal cost. Now notice that the supply function is in terms of price and quantity, right? So basically instead of marginal cost you have prices, right? So if I have to write this in terms of the supply, price and quantity, I can write this as P is equal to 14Q, right? Now in the options you are given everything. Basically the output is on the left hand side, S of P. So if I do that, I have Q is equal to P by 40. This is my supply function. Easy, right? So you have the correct answer to be option A. I hope you understood this question. For more such questions, make use of these resources and keep preparing. If you have any queries, call us. Thank you. All the best for your exam.